guys, welcome to another video. Today's session is going to be a good little arm day that Mike and I are going to go through. Of course, Mike will be filming too. But we're going to, it's not even a public gym. It's not open for membership. We're lucky enough to be able to train and shoot some of the TikTok content that we've been doing, like some real cinematic, quiet, just really raw, I don't know what else you would call it, you know, raw training shots at this gym called TLF, which is, it's an apparel brand. They really just have this gym for, you know, product shoots and I guess staff too at the gym, right? So we're headed there. The aesthetic is incredible. It's really like no other gym that Mike and I have been to down here in South Florida. And that's saying something because there's some good gyms down here.
Yeah, there is.
You know, so yeah, it's gonna be a good session, and that's about it. The last video was a little wild.
Yeah, that was
riding. That was fun though. So that's man, it's fun. That's how yesterday went. Saturday. That was a wild day. But we'll keep this one just a training. So it's already 12. We've only had one meal today, unfortunately. Well, snacking a meal. Been doing those little RX bars. They're like a all natural, short ingredient list type protein bar. It's like egg white and date based, and they have a few. They actually got some good flavors, man. But those are nice because there's no artificials, nothing that's gonna really bloat you. Although the fat's a little bit higher because they got like some nuts in there, and there's a little bit of natural sugar. So I had one of those before breakfast, which was just the typical bodybuilder: 2 cups of white rice, and then about 7 ounces of lean ground turkey. And had that about 20-30 minutes ago. So by the time we get to the gym, it should be mostly digested. And we'll see. A little pre-workout should all get me there.
Should we tell him what's in the pre-workout?
Why do we do this every time? Should we tell him, Mike?
Yeah, Mike. We got to.
Yeah, Mike. Just tell him, Mike. All right, Mike. So, surprise, surprise. It's a little raw nutrition pre. This is the same one I've had the last 4 videos, too. Nothing changes.
Absolutely nothing.
So, the classic, at this point, if you want to call it classic, 2 scoops of raw pre. So it's 50 milligrams each. Got some L-citrulline, help with blood flow, helps with mental focus as well. Not the L-citrulline, but it's got a blend for that. And so 2 scoops of the raw pre, and then 1 scoop of the pump squared. Now the pump squared is just straight glycerol. Well, they're patented form of glycerol called glycersize. It just the fullness and pump you get off that, man. I don't think we've had anything better, right? So that's what's in the pre. Mike and I are going to get started with this session. We'll do a couple warm-ups, a couple sets of pull-ups, and then the first 2 exercises are going to be close grip bench press, superset with a heavy barbell curl. So we're going a little bit heavier at the beginning of the workout. We'll take our time, probably do a couple sets just to build up to our working weight. But even in those warm-ups, the focus here is really the attitude of the lift, if you will. So our demeanor, like, usually we're not filming, we're just training together. We might talk a little bit, whatever, at the beginning of the session. We're gonna have a couple laughs, but then pretty early on, it gets pretty serious pretty quick. And that intent when you lift really goes a long way. It's one thing to do a workout correctly. You know, you're practicing proper form, your focus, you have a good mind-muscle connection. And to us, it's a very another thing to do all that, but go with the intent of, I'm gonna destroy the set, every set. From the start of the workout to the finish. So that's what we're gonna lock into. We got a cool little play down today to get it done at. That felt really good. It's the power of a good warm-up. Like, yeah, I'm just a little bit more fatigued than I would be otherwise going into the first working sets, right? But my muscles are warmed up, my joints feel a lot better, and it's easier for me to already be locked in when the weight gets a little bit heavy. Should be a good pump today. That pump square that I took earlier, that's gonna kick in, Mike. Yeah. All right, this one's superset down. Next is one of my favorite bicep exercises. This is the dumbbell spider curl. So, for those of you who maybe haven't seen it, it's a chest supported curl. Put the bench as a slight incline, just enough so my arms are fully extended with the dumbbells in them. It's not gonna hit the ground, which means this needs to go up one more notch. And then for this, the advantage of it is it really helps to isolate the bicep. If I don't bring my arms forward, my upper arm forward, use a little bit of front delt to get it up. So I want to keep my elbows in essentially a fixed position directly below my shoulder. If anything, maybe a few degrees out just to keep a little more tension on my bicep. And since my arm is slightly out in front of me there, and I'm not moving my elbow, there's really no cheating. The only thing that's gonna be able to move that weight is my bicep. Now part two is gonna hit the tricep, a little bit of the outer head. So for these rope extensions, I wanna keep my elbows, again, in a fixed position. I like to lean forward just a little bit. Not leaning over it, but just enough to be stable because the weight's out in front of me. Coming down, I come down, I'm pulling the rope apart at the bottom. I'm transferring some of that tension to the outer head of my tricep. So for these, it's going to be about 12 reps of the spider curls and 15, well, maybe sometimes 20 if I'm really feeling it, of the rope pull downs, or the rope extensions. And if you notice the last few, as I get too fatigued to come apart with the rope at the bottom, I'll do maybe the last 3, 4, 5 reps just together, use a little bit of my body weight to get it down, but then I'm going past failure and just pushing that much more blood into my tricep. That's a good one. So finish up 4 sets in the last superset. All right, this one, another superset. It's already warmed up, so there's no sense in doing another warm up for this movement, even though it's a little different. For the biceps, the first part of the superset, I'm hitting hammer curls. So it's working on a little bit of thickness, working the brachialis muscle, so the outside here, and the radiobrachialis, which goes, I guess, across the elbow, and for the arm a little bit. So you're building a little bit of thickness on the upper arm, a little bit of forearm, and then supersetting that with a French press to really focus on hitting the long head of the tricep, because anything overhead, when I'm getting a full stretch on my tricep, that's going to help activate that long head. This is going to be a great way to finish it. So another 4 sets, another superset. It's kind of the theme of the workout today. We're going about 10 to 12. It's a variation of the tricep kickback. I just like doing it with the cable because even at the bottom, I have good tension versus if I'm doing a kickback off the bench, right? As soon as I get here, I really don't have any tension on my tricep. I'm just kind of holding the weight. And then as I extend back, I place more tension on it versus the cable, even all the way down at the bottom, I have a good tension on my tricep. And then pairing that with a chin up. We haven't done these in a while, Mike, but they're pretty dang good at activating the biceps. Now, it is a compound movement, so it's multi-joint, because you're moving not just at the elbow with a bicep contraction, but you're also moving at the shoulder. So it doesn't put the bicep all the way through like a full range of motion, like a full stretch and contraction like a bicep curl would, but it's still pretty effective in activating the muscle for the range of motion that it goes through. So it's a good little finisher. A little back pump never hurt either. That's a wrap. A few rounds of, I mean, it's more of an ab superset lesson circuit, because we just did 2 exercises. Like 15 to 20 reps on both. finally doing abs more. This off season, it's been like once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Some weeks might have skipped it, but usually, like, if I'm doing some accessories, I'll do calves a lot of times at the end of my sessions. So I've been happy. Like, I haven't told myself I need to do them and not do them. But it's feeling good to get in the routine of hitting some abs 2 to 3 times a week at minimum. The endurance is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a few times. You hit them within a set or two, you're already cramping, so it shouldn't last too much longer. But that's it for the workout today. If any of you guys want to follow the workout, I'll put this one up on my app the same day I release this video. So the link to sign up is below. It's just $1 for the first month if you want to try things out, see all my training, nutrition on there, and join the community we've got going. It's been pretty dope so far. But Mike and I need to go get some food. That's an arm session. What do I know? I'm JustMerk.